What's up everyone, my name's Jesse and welcome back to my channel. Today we're finna be replacing the spark plugs on my Mercury Grand Marquis. It's recommended to do this every 30,000 miles to keep the engine running smoothly. Before we get started, make sure that the engine is cool completely. Working on a hot engine can damage the spark plug threads, so give it time to cool down if you've been driving. Most of these cars have an engine cover held down by one bolt. Go ahead and remove it if you still have the engine cover. We'll start on the driver's side. To access the ignition coil, we'll first need to remove the air intake hose. Use a 5/16 socket and a ratchet or a flathead screwdriver to loosen the hose clamps. Don't forget to disconnect the two rear hoses by simply pulling them out of the intake. Unplug the ignition coil's connectors. Then remove the 7mm bolt holding down the coils in place. You can use a ratchet, but it's finna take a while, so I recommend using a 7mm 1/4 drive socket to get things done faster. For cylinder 7, you'll need a swivel adapter due to the shape of the fuel rail. And for cylinder 8, a wrench is the best option, but it's finna take a while. Before removing the ignition coils, use compressed air to blow away any dust or debris around it. This helps prevent any dirt from falling into the spark plug wells. The ignition coils have a flexible boot, so you don't need to remove the fuel rail. After that, use a 3/8 ratchet, extension, and a 5/8 magnet socket to remove the spark plugs. For these engines, the recommended spark plugs are Motorcraft Platinum. Most of these come pre-gap, but it's always good practice to double check. The correct gap should be 0.054 inches. Use a coin gauge to check the gap. If it's too small, carefully pry it open with the coin. If you accidentally go too wide, tap the plug on a hard flat surface to close the gap and then recheck. Before installing the new spark plugs, apply a small dab of anti-seize on the threads to prevent it from getting stuck over time. I've owned this car since it had 80,000 miles, and with this method I've never had a spark plug get stuck or fly out. This car now has 200,000 miles and is still going strong. Install the new spark plug by hand first, then snug them tight with a ratchet. If you want to be specific, torque them to 11 foot-pounds. Since we're here, we might as well replace the ignition coils with some Ellerbrock Performance coils. Don't forget to apply dielectric grease on the coil's boot to prevent them from getting stuck and to avoid corrosion. The process on the passenger side is very similar, but there are a few differences. If the ignition coil comes out without the rubber boot attached, don't panic, it's not broken. Just reattach it and it'll still work fine. However, if the boot cracks or splits, you need a replacement. For cylinder 2, you'll need to remove the PCV hose to gain access. For cylinder 4, use a long extension or multiple extensions to reach a spark plug. And it's a wrap. That's it, you guys. Thanks for hanging out while we change the spark plugs on the Mercury Grand Marquis. Don't forget to like, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Late.